like such a redneck right now. Biker redneck.
I'm looking for a nice one.
Everybody,
I'm drinking Miller Lite or something.
We've been working
Oh, did I
the
swear
all
already?
day.
Yeah, you're okay. This is Josh from NC-17. Lisa's with us as always. And today we have a very special set of guests with us. We have Jorge, who made a awesome movie called Hellbang, and
Morgan Ziva?
Morgan Ziva. And exactly what do? Just tell the audience.
Yes, so I play the Snoopy reporter in Hellbang, and it is a great movie. And we're here at Motor City Nightmares promoting it. So we've sold a few, and it's great. I hope everybody checks it out.
All right. The funny thing is I bought it 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm always a fan of how a person sells the movie, and the way you sold it. You're like, it's this and this and this, and then when I watched it, I was like, he did not lie at all.
I didn't lie. No false advertising.
Right. It was all real
Practical
stunts.
effects.
Yeah.
Real stunt work.
Yeah, and the acting was great. And you wrote it, directed it, and starred it.
Yeah. Produced it, self-financed it. Was one of the editors. Marketing.
The whole gamut.
The whole gamut. I put everything I had into this movie as my baby. This is my baby, and I cherish it. And I want it to be as a reflection of who I am, really, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Minus it's Christine meets the Exorcist, because that's how, if you remember, that's how I explained it.
Right.
I mean, the thing is when you were making it, you just said yourself, it's your baby. You put everything into it. When you were done, what with the final product and you saw it, what was your first feeling?
We had the premiere of the movie at the Kent Stage in Kent, Ohio, April 15th, 2022. And I akin that experience. It was a theater of about 600 plus people. And that experience to me was almost as good as losing my virginity.
It's a pretty good feeling, so.
It was a very good feeling. I was elated, and I think fondly of that evening.
It's believe it or not, the fans don't know, but I've actually been trying to get you on the show for 2 years, but our timing has never been able to meet each other.
Yeah.
And then, here we are.
Here we are.
Yeah.
And I remember meeting Josh, and I remember he sent me a message. He was like, "Man, I've watched this movie a couple times." I was like, "A couple times?" And I was like, "That's kind of a lot of times, actually."
Yeah.
It was one of the first times I've ever gotten that, "Hey, I've watched your movie more than once." And I was like, well, that's a good thing. And then like a week or two later, you're like, I watched it 2 more times. I'm like, whoa, just stop watching it. You're going to ruin it.
Yeah.
And I'm not patting myself on the back or bragging, but I have gotten multiple emails from different people messaging saying, hey, I watched your movie and I watched it again and I watched it and I'm proud of myself. Like, oh, we made a movie that somebody can watch more than once. That's solid. I think that's a solid.
Well, I have a keen memory of being able to tell exactly how many times I watched the movie. I've actually watched Hellbang, believe it or not, 63 times.
What? He's insane.
Yeah. I mean, it was really good. The first time I watched it for pure entertainment. Second time I watched it to see if I missed anything I watched. I mean, I didn't see the first time. Third time on was just pure entertainment again. I showed it to colleagues, friends, family. They all loved it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, yeah. You're our standard bearer, right? Is that the word? Standard.
No, Josh is the kind of guy who, when he loves something, he will just devour it. He will just watch and watch and watch.
Oh yeah.
Analyze. Good times.
Well, I'm glad that. I mean, I think it was probably too many times. You're going to burn yourself out on the movie, And then, but I appreciate that, and I appreciate that I was able to reconnect with you and we can talk about it.
Oh yeah.
Being grateful right now.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, no problem. You're most welcome. So you were in the movie. What was your best experience with it?
Oh my gosh. I have to say probably and I don't want to say too much because I don't want to ruin it for the people who haven't seen the movie yet.
Yeah.
It's like, how do I say this without ruining it?
Just ruin it.
Just ruin it. Okay, fine. And but before I get to that, I just want to say really quick that I have been to a few movie premieres, and when we premiered Hellvan, I could not believe the response from the audience. Like everybody was it was like watching people participate in the Rocky Horror Picture Show. They just laughed at every joke. They just loved everything that happened, every effect. The audience really ate it up and enjoyed it. And that is the best feeling when you're like, yay, now we get to view the project. And when the audience just loves it, that really is rewarding.
Oh yeah.
But I would say, my best, it was fun. There's a scene where I'm opening up the back of the van and there's all this blood and it goes all over me and I'm just like, yeah, but it's just like, you don't see it coming and it makes it.
There's
Okay.
After that, it was a very cold day when we shot that scene.
Yeah.
Like just a few degrees over freezing. And we have to tear her clothes off and douse her with blood. We made sure to have the blood was warmed, that it wasn't like freezing cold blood. We had a heated trailer. I had a man, his sole job was that when it was over was to wrap her up in a warm bathrobe and escort her to the trailer so that she was taken care of.
Yeah.
That was, and then you remember I had like a half dozen yellow roses that
Yeah.
because if you're gonna do something miserable to your actress, like tear her clothes off and douse her in blood, treat her like a princess.
The scene was so funny though. I have to talk about this. A lot of times I just don't think that people know what goes into these horror films. We had to have an engineer design how my clothes were going to get torn off. So there's like a wire here, there's tape here, there's this. So, and then you have to pull it at the exact moment and something stuck and I fell over and it was just hilarious. And, just getting it to come together is not easy. You're like, how the heck are they doing that? It's like a little piece of wire is connected to everything. Oh my gosh. Yeah. This is unbelievable.
We tackled her to the ground. It was gravel,
Yeah.
And twice we tried. And at both times, she get up.
I
She bounced
I
up.
was fine.
That's okay, I'm rubber girl.
I am kind of rubber girl, but I did not get scraped. I was fine.
And then I was like, guys, it's cold as hell. Do this. On the third take, it worked.
Oh, so funny.
So the big scene was the boulder falling in the truck.
Yeah.
That had to have been so precise, at least from my viewing as a fan. To me, it looked like it had to be so precise, or someone could have got killed.
Yeah.
And that would have been not good. So, how did you plan that out, and how was the dedication to everyone being there doing it?
This is actually this night 2 at the drive-in. So night 1 was the night we doused you in blood and tackled you to the ground. Night 2 was the dropping the boulder on the truck, the flaming boulder. And I had paid a safety crew a lot of money to make sure that a fire didn't get out of control.
Yeah.
And I had a physicist, a person going to college to be a doctor of physics. right?
Yeah.
To
Oh yeah.
make sure that he was also our armorer, to make sure that the boulder dropped. So we had rented a 60-foot telehandler, which is like a forklift that goes up and out. Okay, we put a 600-pound boulder on there, and we smeared it with a thing called schmarm, which is a Hollywood napalm. We set that on fire, picked it up, went out like this. The forks go down like this, and drop the boulder onto the truck. And our physicist did the precise calculations for all that to work great.
Oh yeah.
But it turns out that we should have had a geologist on set because there was a vein of magnesium running through the boulder that ignited.
Oh,
And the water that we had available to put the schmarm out, which should have worked. Actually, the schmarm, the Hollywood napalm, should have burnt itself out. But the magnesium ignited.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
And it became an out-of-control raging fire.
Dang.
And we had to call the fire department.
That's
And we didn't get fined. Nobody was hurt. Oh, by the way, it looks like I jump out just in the nick of time.
yeah.
They're composited shots to, put the camera down, lock it in. I'm in the truck that's not on fire. I jump out
Yeah.
onto a pad and safely roll away, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, keep the cameras in the same position, rolling. Now drop the rock onto it. And then marry those two shots in editing.
Oh yeah.
That's how so it seems like it was I get out of the truck in the nick of time. They were there, it's like an hour apart between the two
Oh yeah.
happening.
Well, it came together very good. I'll tell you that.
And I love telling that story. Thank you for listening. Because,
Yeah.
we almost had to call the fire department a second time, but we were rednecks drinking beer, making a movie. I look the part, I guess.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. I mean, you do what you love, and we love what you put out. So, yeah. So, do you remember my original rating of the movie?
It's 10 out of 10.
Yes.
Is what you said,
Yes.
which is
So I have a Hall of Fame, which
Hall of
some
Fame.
movies, like I'll do a 10 out of 10 or something like that. There's movies that occasionally get put into the Hall of Fame. Once you hit past the 50 mark, you're in the Hall of Fame. Since I watched the movie over 50 times, your movie's now in my Hall of Fame.
Oh.
Yeah.
Lisa, you've seen the movie?
I did not get a chance to snag a copy.
Yeah.
I watched the trailer because Josh was like, you know what, just watch the trailer.
Yeah.
Probably.
What do you think of the trailer?
I loved it. I need to pick up a copy.
I'll get you a copy.
Yeah, it's mine actually came with part of the script.
Oh yeah, for the
Yeah.
first edition.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I was like, hey, I got a part of history now.
Which do you remember what the page was? What it said?
I honestly cannot tell you right now. I do apologize. I'll be able to tell you tomorrow.
Not necessary. Not necessary.
So that I own over 14,000 movies.
That's a lot of.
Seems
That's a lot of.
collection,
Yeah.
a lot of movies.
Yeah.
I don't traditionally display movies unless they are horror.
Yeah.
Then when I do display movies, I display the ones more up front that I cherish. And yours is up there.
Wow.
And Lauren has seen it. She won't talk about it though because it terrifies her.
She doesn't like the movie.
Oh no, she likes it,
She likes the movie.
but it terrifies her.
It's ridiculous. It's not a scary movie.
Yeah.
The fact that you could open the back of the van and you're seeing something nice and all of a sudden you get killed, yeah, that scares her.
Okay.
But she likes the movie.
Yeah.
Like she don't rate movies, but the way if she can sit down and watch it more than once, which she has, you're good.
Yeah.
But I do want to ask though, like everyone that when you were done rapping, filming, and you guys were in, wrapping up and everything like that, the camaraderie, whatever that word is.
Camaraderie.
Yeah, sorry, it's been a long day. You guys are all still a tight knit group.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's been hiccups in friendships.
Yeah.
It's like anything.
Yeah.
But I ask these people for a lot
Yeah.
for no money, really.
Yeah.
And I'd love to tell them, hey, we made $1 million. Here's your cut.
Yeah.
But that's not what has happened at all. We don't have a distribution deal. We're not. I was so naive. I really thought I'd make a good movie and get a distribution deal and money to make a sequel.
Yeah.
And that is not what happened. And so now I'm in a hole. I'm in a deep hole. And it seems like the more I try to dig myself out, the deeper I get, which is okay. And that's strained some friendships and relationships, and that's okay also. But I will get out of this hole. We will make Hellvan 2. I do hope that you're a part of this. I hope that you see the first movie and want to be somehow a part of the second movie. I don't know how you're going to end up being a part of the second movie. Probably behind the scenes. I expect her to be a production, one of my producers, actually.
Oh,
And but yeah, we're going to make Hellvan Part 2.
yeah.
And I hope that it's still the core group that's working on it.
Yeah.
Even I'll say this now, even some of the people that I have wronged, I'm sorry.
We're all human. We all make errors.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
And I mean, at the end of the day, we all share a love of this art. So personal things, in my opinion, that's just how I look at it. They should be pushed aside when you're doing something that we all love, because we're in it because that. We're not in it. I mean, we're all in it for money.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we ultimately want. But
Success.
Yeah.
You don't have to say money. It can be success.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know,
Hopefully money comes with the success.
Oh yeah. I mean, take NC-17.
Yeah.
We started on a wrestling podcast amongst 15 other wrestling shows.
Yeah.
I love wrestling, but I love horror more. So I was like, it's time to split. I was all on good terms, and I'll never say a disparaging thing about the other people, but their vision was not mine, you know?
Yeah.
But again, it's an art form that we all loved. You know, and I have all the respect in the world for you because you put out something, in my opinion, and whether it's just mine, but in my opinion, you put out something that should be like viewed by millions of people, you know, and you will get there. I truly believe you will get
Well,
there.
thanks. I have a couple heroes. George Romero,
Oh yeah.
Night of the Living Dead. He has said that it was a double-edged sword. You know,
Yeah.
Night of the Living Dead. It made him famous. You know, but also he made no money off of it.
Yeah.
Because of mistakes.
Right.
Sam Raimi, Michigan boy.
Yeah.
We're in Michigan right now, if you didn't know. Evil Dead. You know, it took him 10 years to make his investors their money back.
All right.
10 years. Hellvan's only been out for 2 years. And okay, so those are my two heroes. That's how, and they say, do what your heroes do. And it's like, okay, I have a long climb. We have a long climb. Let's say it like plural in the plural, because that's kind of how we have to do it.
Oh, yeah.
But thank you. And then I wanted to ask this. You're sitting here, Lisa.
Yep.
And are you familiar with the Killer Vehicle movie? Yeah. Like, okay, tell me which ones you've seen.
I've seen Christine.
Christine.
I've seen some of the indie ones. I can't remember the names off the top of my head, but if there's an indie film,
The
That's
Car.
how I go
Have you
to.
ever seen The Car?
Yeah.
With, I think it's James Brolin.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, I saw that one.
The Car, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Steven Spielberg's first movie, Duel.
Yeah.
There. Here's
But
one.
honestly, I should not be seeing horror with cars because I used to get in a lot of car accidents when I was a kid. That's the whole thing.
So it's causing some anxiety
Yeah.
for you.
But I'm a masochist, so it's what I do.
There's a Michigan movie not many people know about, Creep Van.
Yep.
Seen it?
Yep, I own it.
You own it?
Yep.
No?
Are there any movies you don't own, John?
I don't know, you guys are forgetting Maximum Overdrive.
Maximum Overdrive, yeah.
You're like, forgot that.
I'm not gonna lie, that movie changed my life as a kid. I was like, I now see clowns and trucks in a different manner.
Yeah.
was a good movie. But to go back to Creed Bang,
Yeah.
that movie right there, so much different than a lot of the other movies that were out.
Yeah.
Because just the atmosphere of how they filmed it, to me is like, is this going to be creepy because of the atmosphere or because of everything else? And toward the end of the movie, it was everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it was. You definitely gotta check it out. It was a good movie. But the scene you were in, and I'm sorry to jump all over the place, where your clothes got ripped off. I was showing my one friend, and he was like, "What's gonna happen?" I was like, "Don't get your hopes up."
Right.
And then he saw what happened. He was, "Oh, my hopes were met." I was like, "Then that's an awesome thing," I was like, "But did you get her acting before you saw everything else?" And I was like, "I forgot who I was talking to. He didn't see the acting." So
No, he was looking at something else.
yeah, but
There's a reason why I cast her, by the way. Her charisma.
But I mean, like reading the script, when you came to that scene, what was your first initial thought?
Let's do it.
You don't get a lot of people that say that. You get a lot of people that's like, "I got my reservations." I'm like, you know what?
No.
Just balls to the wall. That's what you
I'm
want
a
to do.
very physical actor. I do a lot of different things, and I'll keep this brief. I do some underwater entertaining. So there's an athleticism that goes with that. So if it's a scene that I can get very gritty and dirty, I don't always love the taste of fake blood. I have had to do scenes where I have excessive makeup and prosthetics on my face. I don't love that. I will not eat for a couple days, but for artistic reasons, cover me with as much crap to make the scene amazing and don't chintz out on it.
All right, man. I mean, that's a very good way to look at it because, I love independent movies because they're made with heart, because you guys love what you do. I look at all these big Hollywood blockbusters and I'm like, they're good, but they're in it for the money. I mean, we're all in it for the money, or success. But at the end of the day, it's like I get a more connected feeling with independent film than anything else. Because I look at you guys and I'm like, okay, I can identify with certain things from this character. My wife can identify from certain things from this character. And ultimately, that's what we want as fans, is to be able to connect with what you guys do. So in that aspect, I want to thank you both for putting out a great movie.
Yeah, thank you.
When her acting resume, her biggest movie, I think, right now is a movie called The Slua.
Yeah, The Slua Awakens.
The Slua Awakens. Sluagh. Slua Awakens.
Huh.
And it's like an Irish movie.
Yes.
Like an Irish demon movie or something.
Yeah.
And you play the big bad guy. I haven't seen it yet.
Yes. So I play the demon queen, and it's really interesting. And I really love how they did base it on Irish fairy folklore.
Yeah.
And because you don't know much about it, but there's a legend that I think on All Hallows Eve, these Irish fairy demons will come up from below and kind of have their demon night. So throughout the whole movie, my character just slowly becomes more and more human. I loved it. Actually, my mother has watched it a million times. It is the most amazing thing. Hopefully, if you're not squeamish, there isn't a nude scene, but it's tastefully done. I really loved the part. It was beautiful. And I just felt like the character was so amazing because I feel like she had this plight of she's like, I want to be beautiful and I want to be human and I want to stay here. So she is just fighting all the way until the end of the movie to be human. So it's a good watch.
It was directed by another Ohio filmmaker, Fright Tech Eddie from Fright Tech Pictures.
Yeah.
And I think that's on Tubi now, or what is it?
Yeah.
On?
Tubi, Prime,
Right. All of that.
Roku. Yeah.
I know what I'm watching tonight.
Yeah.
Now, and you can find it. It's not under. It's hard to find it under the Sluagh Awakens. You'll find it under St. Patrick's Day. The Sluagh Awakens.
Oh, okay.
Oh, they had
Yeah.
to preface it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're going to be wrapping up here in a couple minutes, but what would you say to up and coming directors and writers and stuff that are maybe too scared to take that leap? What advice would you give them?
I would love to say, invest everything you have into it and more, and really care about it and be passionate about it. And when the movie's over, it's not over. After you don't make a movie and put it on a shelf and forget about it. You don't make a movie and show it to a bunch of people, a bunch of friends, and then shelf it. Okay? You make the movie, and then you do your premiere, and then there's a whole back end that takes a long time of finding the audience. And that's what I have been doing for the last 2 years, is trying to find the audience. I put everything I had into this thing, and I have been going around the country hoping that somebody like Josh is going to fall in love with it.
I appreciate that.
And it's been worth it. It has. I look in the mirror sometimes like, what the fuck? What the hell am I doing?
Oh, you can
I'm sorry.
cuss. You just can't cuss for the first 5 seconds.
So if you're gonna do it, they cut off.
No, it's still
No,
going.
it's just going.
If you're gonna do it, do it.
Yeah.
And follow through all the way to the end. But when you think you're at the end, you're not at the end. It just started. You got to keep going, and that's it. And I'm working on part 2, and don't rush. If you rush to put the next thing out, you're gonna screw it up. It's called the sophomore flop. Like when a band hits, you know that when a band makes a great record, and then the studio's like, or the record label's like, you got to put out the next record. You're hot.
Oh, yeah.
And then they put out the next record, and it's a flop.
Yeah.
That's because that's why they rushed. They rushed.
Right.
So, okay, that's it. So that's my advice.
Right.
Yeah.
And as an actress, any advice you'd give for anybody out there who's wanting to get into the business?
Absolutely. Just put yourself out there, like do it and just do it, and do it afraid. And you're never gonna feel quite ready, or like I feel pretty enough, or I feel fit enough, or I feel this, or and don't worry about your age. Don't focus on that stuff at all. Just because this is the arts. This is a craft that you can do from childhood till you're in the ground. So there's no set time. So if you want to do it, just do it now. And then I find as an actor, you are almost like you're auditioning. Don't get discouraged. I will go up against thousands of other actors and across other agencies. So you don't always get it. I've gotten very close to getting on major shows and been like, oh, I just missed it. But you just have to keep trying, and like, don't give up, and just, if you love it, just keep doing it.
And Lisa, go ahead. Jorge,
One more thing. How I met her was through a director friend of ours, Robert Katabish.
Yeah.
Networking. Just going to convention. If you're an actor or actress in a movie, go support the movie you're in. Go to a convention. Go to a screening. Hey, I'm the person that did this scene or whatever in that movie, and that's how you're going to meet other filmmakers and possibly get other roles. That's another way of doing it. So,
all right. Lisa, since you're a vendor here today we're actually going to ask you a question.
Okay.
What would you say to people who want to write books?
pretty much same. It's never going to be perfect, you know. There's never going to be a right time. If you have the idea, just sit down, start working, get it out there. It's going to be a process. It's not fast. I've been working on my second book for what, 4 years now, and just do it.
Is the zombie book the first book? Or do you plan on translating that into a script, or do you want somebody else to translate that into a script?
Could go either way, honestly. I haven't really super thought about it, but people have been kind of planting the seed in my head to turn it into a movie, and I don't hate the idea. So, you know.
I will say this about Lisa's book. There's a lot of heart in the characters. Especially my favorite character, which I'm not going to spoil nothing, because I want you guys to read the book. The book is awesome. But there are certain things in there that you as a director, I know you would love to say, hey, that's going to look fucking awesome, you know? And the thing is like, reading it and you being a director, you're going to see it as a film.
Yeah.
And that's what I was telling her before, and it's what I was telling Walter downstairs. It's like, I read their book so many times. It's like, now I'm starting to visualize it. Every single time I visualize it different to a different character, you know? And I mean, like I said, we all love this art, whether it be writing, movies, directing, acting, we all love this art. That's what we're here for. Ultimately, we all want to live the life we want to live, you know? And with Hellvan, you can tell that your heart, soul, blood, sweat, and tears was all in it. And with you acting, I mean, you can tell just by what you've done in Hellvan that is how you are, you know? And as a fan, not even the host of a show right now, as a fan, I want to thank all three of you for giving me like something I can enjoy outside of my normal.
Fist bump thing.
You know, you know. But that's generally like, I respect all y'all. You know, Lisa's my ride or die all day long, and you know, I like to think, yeah, we've only met twice in person, but I like to think we're friends.
We are friends.
You know,
Because
so,
we've communicated over the
oh yeah,
Facebook.
yeah, you know, and I don't know, it's kind of like, I know you're gonna do a Hellvan too,
That's right.
and when you do, I'll be the first one to buy a ticket. You know.
You'll probably just get the invite.
Okay.
You're probably not gonna. I'm not gonna say it. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Oh yeah. We are at Motor City Nightmares. Well, I can't forget to say that, which is in Novi, Michigan, Sheraton, Detroit. Slow Mutants.
Slow Mutants.
Going to be here all weekend.
SlowMutants.com.
Yes. Oh yeah, please. Before we even go, all your socials, go ahead and spill it out.
SlowMutants.com, Slow Mutants on Instagram, and we're going to try and have Hellvan streaming by October, Halloween, of 2024. So,
Yes, and I am, again, Morgan Ziba. I am on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I think that's all I can think of right now.
Lisa, you too.
You guys know me. I'm old news.
Oh, yes.
I'm old news. No, you're not. You're not.
Lisa Fidel, author. I have a Facebook page. Follow me. I try and post there occasionally. Yeah.
And the man off screen.
Oh, I'm yeah, there I am. Yeah, I'm Josh. You can always reach us at NC-17 with Crazy J, which is going to be transitioning here soon to NC-17 with Josh and Lisa, or Lisa and Josh, whichever one, you know. And you can reach out to us on Facebook. Lisa's her author page, or me, just go to Josh Lynn, NC-17. You know, I would like to thank you both.
Yeah, thank you.
You know, this has been a tremendous show, and I hope you guys have a very good rest of the convention. You know.
Yeah, well, thanks. Are you guys here for all 3 days? Or?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you're.
Yeah, I paid my $300.
Oh, funny story before we go. I actually was going to get a booth here for NC-17, but I was like, that's going to take away from me having fun at the con. So
Just pass out flyers.
Yeah.
yeah.
For people to know about the show.
All right.
Save them money. Unless you got something to sell.
Just my soul.
Just
We're sold. We're sold.
yeah.
Right? But other than that, I'm gonna do something I normally don't do.
Uh-oh, he's doing something. Should we turn the camera towards him?
Oh no.
Oh, he's naked, everybody.
I'm gonna let our guests close out the show today.
How do you normally close out?
I just say NC-17 out, but close it out however you guys want to close it out.
On the count of 3, let's all say NC-17 out. All right. Ready?
Hold
Are you
on.
getting in on this?
Yes, I
Come
will.
on, get in on this.
All right.
Come on, I'll scoot over. Wish you were here the whole time.
Oh, it's okay.
Oh, wait.
You in there?
All right.
We're good.
Hey, look. You can see me now.
Who's counting down? You counting
I'll
down?
count down.
We doing it on 1 or after 1? 3, 2.
3, 2, 1, and then we'll do it.
Okay.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
NC-17 out. Uh-oh.
Nope, it ended.